Elmo,
We need
right?
to sit
All the
together.
Elmos come to this table, please.
Woo!
Okay, in case you don't know Elmo, darling, can you lift up Elmo? Rich is, okay, Elmo, sit here, please. Elmos. Elmos sit together. I should have all the Elmos. I should have Miss Piggy. I should have. Are we of the same generation?
Oh, I found one. I found one.
Okay, who is Ernie? Who is Bernie? Cookie Monster? Anybody who's Cookie Monster?
I got it.
Unite.
I got
Cookies together. Cookies Monsters are here.
Another
The
friend.
table over here.
So we're here. We're three now. Here, right here.
Sorry, I apologize first in case I sound very informal. Bear with me.
Thank you, Lily.
You can speak without the mic. Awesome.
Good morning, Kasireli and Michael.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Again, on behalf of the Secretary of the Department of Education, first and foremost, I welcome you to our very first workshop SEED project. But before I proceed any further, allow me to pay respect, especially to the land on which we stand. My respect to Director Panasok, Director of POE, Deputy Director Jason, Acting Director Betty, and everyone who's here this morning to join this very first workshop SEED project. As you may notice, lately already began trying to connect all the dots. And the reason behind that is because that's how we need to create this vocational program for CC. It's not just education. It's all the actors here in this room working together as one unit that will make this possible. It's education, working with the industries, with the private sector. All these actors need to come together to make this a reality. And I'm very happy to see that there's a big crowd here, with big different people around the spectrum. And because as I say, this is how we're supposed to work together as a team. I believe we owe it to our young people to create opportunities for them. We are Pacific Islanders. We do things better with our hands. Not all of us are really bright with our brains. But with our hands, we do things really better. And that's the reason why we try to create all of these. We have a lot of our youth leaving our islands and we have no control over them. They leave without basic skills. Therefore, they ended up getting low-paid jobs out there. So the remittance becomes very small. But if we skill them, they can remit higher amount of money with higher paying job to support our economy. We need skilled laborers around the nation. That's not a denial, we all know. We need skilled labor. So many times we look for people, just anybody to do air guns, anybody to do simple plumbing and all these other things. Hardly we cannot find. And our student data shows that our high school students, when they reach that grade, a lot of dropout, especially boys. It's because we're not cultivating their interest. As I say, not everybody is very talented when it comes to the brain itself. So we need to cultivate their interest of working with their hands. We need to give them the right tools, the right path, and that is through vocational programs or technical education. If we give them all of these, beef up our vocational programs in the school, especially in high school. trust me, our students will remain. And when they move on to college, they will have easy access into college. And then once into the workforce, everything will run smoothly. So we need to teach them, we need to train them how to use their hands better. But at the same time, they need to learn the soft skills of all of these, how to do customer service, all of these things. It's very important. Across our federation, it's very lacking. So we at Education call all of you together, and we continue to look to you for support. As I say, we're just a conduit to bring all these things here, and for all of us to work together as a team moving forward. So all throughout this week, this is not the only seating arrangement we've made. You'll be changing, learning how to work together as a team, because that's what it takes. And I ask that when we leave this old one week of workshop, we continue the connectivity that we have started so that we can pursue all of this together. I think this is all a dream. We started a nation in this way, and yet we're forgetting about vocational and we do focus on academy. We need to bring ourselves back. The entire world is going back right now to the vocational side of things. We need this. There are many opportunities that we need to build that. We have a lot of money under infrastructure coming in from the U.S. Do we have enough people to be in the infrastructure area? Mechanic, construction, all of those? Maybe not. So we need to focus where the money is and where the interest of the nation is. So again, please, feel free to interact among yourselves. Make the connection now so that we can continue the work together. So, with no further ado, we apologize for the slight delay, but I think we really need to get down to the so that we can work out the things that we need to do. So again, welcome to this week's workshop, and with that, I officially open our workshop. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. A little gift that I've brought all the way from Singapore. Trust me, it's a very long flight. It was 24 hours. I depart from Singapore to Manila to Guam and to Pompeii. I didn't sleep for 24 hours just to get to Pompeii, just to get to you. I wanna come. So that's 24 hours. Thank you, sir. Yes, indeed. Pink is my favorite color. But for islands of people, you are the specially selected one. In the words of the Matrix, you are the chosen one. And you are vital, as what Assistant Secretary says, because whatever you decide in the 5 days will be critical and instrumental, and share one interesting fact about yourself. Because after this, I'm going to walk around and ask, okay? So we have a train, we have different subways in Singapore. There's one subway that we have, right? You go onto the train, and I'm sorry for those who are a bit conservative. You come bring to my table, and the representative shall stand in front here. Think of a name for your structure. You got to sell the structure to the rest of the group over here. Come on, come on, sweethearts. Jason, excuse me. Time's up. Please, thank you.
Strong.
Yeah, foundation is important. Wow.
Put cement.
Put cement. How's put cement?
Or metal.
Metal, cement and metal. And a lot of love, you know. Wow. It's okay, just leave it there. I'm missing the structure. Hey, Jim, I'm looking for a structure. Hey, Betty. Hands up. Everybody please admire the glorious creations that you guys have came up with, okay? Okay.
So it's, I thought that's 20.
Thank you very much. It's called the tree, ladies and gentlemen. Give a clap for the tree.
There's an antenna here. In case this one broke, then we can remove the top.
Right! Must always have backup plans.
Yeah, always have like I said before, common sense.
Because there are two structures behind. Whose structure is this?
Reggie.
Oh, Betty, come. Say what's the name of your...
I'm not going to be talking about foundations, I'm not going to be talking about what they already mentioned. What is really important here is that we didn't give up.
And they try to work together. How to do conflict resolution. These are all the soft skills. And the third is, of course, what are the resources that you have or do not have? In life, and it's in all our jobs, right, you always have resource constraint. There's just not going to be enough money, there's not going to be enough materials. What do you do about it? What can you improvise? What can you make use of? Must you follow the rules? Or do you want to just... Alright, thank you so much. Thank you. With this, we will take a quick 15 minutes break. I know we are a bit behind time,
This is my group.
Three, fantastic.
I will just don't give up. Wow.
Because for vocational training to work, it must have the element of industry engagement, and that's why within the crowd today we have some of the industry leaders that's with us. They have a very interesting model despite...
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fabian. I'm from ITE, Institute of Technical Education in Singapore. I'm glad to be invited to be sharing about ITE with everyone here today. All right. So in terms of technical education in Singapore, we begin as Career and Technical Education, CTE in short. Every child has access to 10 years of general education before proceeding to become to ITE for the technical aspect of learning. All right, and CTE is a key pillar for Singapore's education and training system, and it is also an important part of national manpower planning. Why? Because we need this area to be driving and supporting the economic strategies and growth of Singapore. Alright, so therefore, CTE is a key enabler for social mobility and also the economic progress, alright, of Singapore, alright, which is also ITE's mission, alright, to contribute towards economic progress of Singapore, and we cater to a quarter of annual student cohort. Alright, in Singapore, every year we have about 40,000 newborn babies. Alright, so in this case, every 1/4 of it represents about 10 to 12,000 newborns. So every year, coming to ITE, we have about 10 to 12,000 students. Alright, so now I will share more about ITE, the Institute of Technical Education in Singapore, institution in April 1992. Alright, so our history is about 30 years old, 30 years. And for ITE, we provide 2 to 4 technical, normal academic, and O-level courses. Alright, I will share more about this in the later part of my slides. 1,000 training places. Okay? So, in this case, perhaps to share more about how we plan this practice in this way, we call it the integrated whole of government approach, where at the apex level, we have this national manpower Singapore. And in this case, plan for the jobs that are required for the future economic development of Singapore. After identifying the jobs that are required, then we will drill further down to the skills, future skills that are required. All right, and for each objectives, you have it under the purview of different ministries in Singapore. If you are looking at future economy, you are looking at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, MTI in short. And if we are looking at future jobs, it is under the Manpower Ministry, MOM in short. And if it's about inculcating skills, teaching them skills, then it lies within the Ministry of Education, MOE in short. And you can see arrows pointing to each other, and it means that they are working together closely, and they form the National Manpower
I'll list
Planning
later.
Committee.
Yeah, in case there are no questions.
All right, within the MTI, we have the EDB, Economic Development Board, and they are responsible for development of the Industry Transformation Map. And under MOM, of course, it looks at the workforce of Singapore, and we have this setup called the Workforce Singapore, WSG. Right? And under Ministry of Education, where ITE is from, all right, we have the Skills Future Singapore, all right? And this SSG looks at the skills framework that is required, all right? And in this case, all right, after identifying the skills framework, all right, it is up to the applied universities, 5 polytechnics, and ITE to work together at different levels to impart skills to our youth in Singapore. All right, so in this case, the most recent transformation map, all right, that has been identified. We are looking at 23 industries. We have precision engineering, energy and chemicals, marine and offshore, aerospace, electronics, construction, real estate, security, environmental services, healthcare, education, air transport, land transport, sea transport, logistics, wholesale trade, food manufacturing, food services, hotels, retail, professional services, financial services, and last but not least, ICT and media. So these are the transformation sectors, industries that have been identified, all right, for the future development of Singapore. So the first version of the ITM was developed in 2016 to 2018, and currently we are in 2023, the second version, all right, 2021 to 2023. I believe the next version should be out soon for Singapore. All right, so in this case, it says over here that MTI, all right, trade associations, and also the Institute of Higher Learning, IT in this case, together with also the polytechnics, and also that we actually develop these transformation maps, all right, for growth, for innovation, for jobs in Singapore. Kids in Singapore will be enrolled into primary education. All right, this is of 6 years duration. And at the end of the 6 years, they will go through a primary school leaving exams. And with the results, all right, if they are good in their results, they will go to specialized schools, all right, on the lab, specialized schools on the lab, yes, which is of 4 to 6 years duration after primary 6 education. And this is actually for those who are academically inclined, all right, they can be going to specialized independent schools. And ultimate aim for this group, all right, will be to proceed to the universities, the local university in Singapore, to further their education for 3 to 4 years. All right, and for another group whereby they have done equally well, all right, to progress to secondary express, they will go through a 4 years secondary school education, and after that take the O-level, the UK O-level exams, all right, and depending on the results for the O-levels, they can either go to the junior colleges in Singapore, take a 2 years program, after that sit for their A-levels, GCE A-level exams, and thereafter, with their results, proceed to the universities in Singapore, or they can also go to the polytechnics to acquire skills education in the polytechnics. All right, or some of them will actually come to the Institute of Technical Education for skills education similarly. All right, another part of students after graduating from primary schools, they will actually come to the secondary normal academic, which is 4 or 5 years of duration. And after that, they will sit for the GCE O-level or normal A-level, normal academic level exams. All right, and thereafter proceed. All right, you can see they based on this arrow up. Based on results, they can proceed to either junior colleges, polytechnics, or come to the ITE. All right, and the next part of a group of students, all right, after graduating from primary school, they can be going to secondary normal technical education, which is 4 years duration. And after 4 years, they will sit for their GCE normal technical exams. All right, with that, they can come to ITE. All right, this red box here, ITE. All right, and within ITE, if you go through a 2 years program, you get a national ITE certificate, NITEC in short. And if a student wants to proceed for higher education within ITE itself, all right, we have the higher NITEC, another 2 years for them. And thereafter, they can actually proceed for a work study diploma, which is at 2.5 years duration. Or they can also do a technical diploma, which is 2 to 2.5 years duration also. Right? So in that sense, this is what is offered within ITE itself. All right? And if there are students who are not able to do well in the primary school leaving exams, they will be enrolled to the vocational schools in Singapore, all right, which is of 2 to 4 years duration. At the end of it, they can get the ITE skills certificate. So you can see over here, ISC in short. All right, thereafter, this group of students will actually go to the labor market or study at other private institutions in Singapore or overseas. All right, and overall, for this education and training system of Singapore, what we want to share is that at different so-called levels of studies, there is always a progression path for each student. All right. Although we have some who are very brilliant, they can move very fast to the universities. We also have other pathways where it takes a bit longer time, but it allows for students or graduates to, go through other areas of studies before also proceeding to the local universities in Singapore. So it is a bridge and youth after secondary school, adult learners, and also employers as co-trainers. So these are our target groups, all right? And what is the role of ITE? We are providers of career and technical education at post-secondary level, right? As shared in my first slide. And also we are a key developer of national skills certification and standards. All right, so under each target group, we have key programs. All right, for youth after secondary schools, all right, the key program will be pre-employment training. We prepare them so that after 2 years of training, 3 years of training, they can go to the industry and contribute to the economic development of Singapore. They can work. And under this area, we have 88 certificate courses. To hospitality, we offer such career transition programs for our graduates. Next target group, employers as co-trainers. We work closely with them because they are on the ground. They know what's needed for a particular skills or trade. All right, and then the key program over here will be workplace training. All right, in this case, we offer certificate traineeship. All right, there's work and train in companies. All right, and students and training department. So we can actually train the trainers for your HR team. All right, and thereafter they can actually be qualified to conduct programs to train the employees of the company. All right, a look at the governance model at ITE. We call it the ITE, the one system, the one ITE system, 3 colleges governance model. All right, so in this case, over here you see the map of Singapore. It's very small also. From north to south, it basically takes us about 30 minutes on a vehicle ride. The east to west, it takes us about perhaps 90 minutes. All right, so this is the size of Singapore. In this regard, we have 3 colleges across Singapore. First mega college at ITE College East. All right, it was in 2005 that this mega campus was being set up. Enrollment is 8,005. All right, we have School of Applied and Health Science within the college, School of Business and Services, School of Electronics and ICT, School of Engineering. All right, so you see that School of Applied and Health Science is in red. Right, reason being this is the niche area of this particular college over here. All right. Next, in 2010, ITE College West was being set up with an enrollment of 8,001 students. All right, over here the niche area will be the School of Hospitality. All right, and we also have School of Businesses, School of Electronics and ICT, School of Engineering. All right, last but not least, in year 2013, ITE College Central was being set up with enrollment of 11,000 students. All right, the niche school is the School of Design and Media in this case. All right, overall, you can see you add up the 3 numbers, 8,001, 8,005, 11,000. That's about 28,000 students at any point in time because it is a 2-year program. Each year, if you can recall, I shared, there's about 12,000 students coming to ITE, which forms a quarter of the 40,000 newborns each year. All right. So, why we say the governance model, the one system model? Because we have the ITE headquarters just beside the ITE College Central also. It was also established in 2013, this headquarters. All right, but I like to qualify by saying that we used to have small satellite campus, all right, across Singapore, about 16 to 17 of the small satellite campus, all right, and this has got each about 4,000 to 2,000 students, about that, all right. But however, we recognize that by consolidating, all right, it actually provides better training facilities for our students, all right, so that they can enjoy sports, running tracks, swimming pools, all right, in this sense, so that the overall image of technical education can be upgraded in this case, all right. If we're going to remain having small satellite campus, right, the infrastructure is not as impressive as what you see here in these photos. It will be very small in size. You can't actually change the negative perception of the public, the parents who have their kids coming to ITE. All right, so in this case, in the early 2000s, all right, the plan was to transform, all right, skills education in Singapore. We want to transform the landscape, first of all, by changing the public image, all right, and the most critical thing to change also in this case is the campus, the outlook of our campus in Singapore. So that's where we went through a consolidation process. All right? Okay, so behind beautiful infrastructures, it is important that we always have an education philosophy that we actually follow closely. All right, so in this case, what is practiced by all our staff, our teachers, our trainers over here, it is about hands-on, minds-on, and hearts-on. All right, hands-on, very specifically in this case, when we talk about technical education, it is competency-based learning. All right, it is workplace and work relevant learning. All right, and we want to create authentic learning environment for students before they join the industries, all right, as employees. All right, in this case, having authentic environment, it prepares the students, all right, give them the confidence, all right, in future when they move on to the industries, to the companies to work. So emphasis is always an authentic learning environment for students over here. All right, minds-on. All right, we impart our students with interdisciplinary and digital skills. All right, and we expose them to various leadership opportunities. All right, development. We want them to be able to lead a team, and at the same time, we want them to be able to work in a team. All right, so in that sense, we organize projects for them, skills competitions for them, all right, world skills competition, ASEAN skills competition, all right. We want to have the students be engaging their mind to be problem solvers in this case, all right. And hands-on, all right, which is very important over here. We want them to be equipped with life skills to understand the different situation that is faced by different parts of the world in the community. So we have global exchanges programs for them whereby they go overseas. They help to improve living conditions of some families. All right. They also take part in community service in Singapore. So we have to upgrade some of these flats for our elderly in Singapore. So we expose them to such opportunities so that we want them to be caring citizens, right? And overall, this holistic IT education, the outcomes that we hope to achieve is to have our graduates who are career ready, life ready, and also even world ready, all right, so that they can be ready to work even out of Singapore. Okay, over here in this slide, okay, this shows some of the workspaces or the workshops that we have at ITE, all right, very authentic learning. We have training kitchens, all right, in College West. We have the automotive hub in also College West. All right, at College East, we have the Healthcare and Simulation Center. All right, and aerospace, we do aerospace training also. All right, that is at College Central over here. I'm actually speaking from college, the headquarters now actually, just in case you're wondering where I'm speaking from, which part of the site in IT Singapore. All right, and we have also this Center for Sustainable Solutions at College East. This shows the students are being taught how to assemble these solar panels, all right, maintain the solar panels also. We teach them to do that. All right, and Horticulture Technology Hub at College East. All right, so nowadays it's always about sustainability. Singapore is also trying to move towards self-sufficiency. All right, there's some target sets that by 2030 we should be 30% self-sufficient in terms of our consumption of food. This is where students are actually also involved in some ways. All right, and in that sense, to be relevant in terms of our curriculum, all right, we have active engagement with industries and employers, all right, in co-creating CTE, all right, career and technical education. Right, in that sense, we have an extensive engagement with trade associations, industries, and employers in Singapore. We have also academic council or academic advisory committees set up, all right, whereby we involve industry leaders, all right, to advise ITE on the industry trends and where are the new areas for training and certification. So it is important to have them on board early before we start to design a curriculum. All right, so this is a very key important committee. These 7 committees are very important to us. All right, and we have more than 5,000 employers as co-training partners in Singapore. All right, that offers internship programs, workplace learning programs for our students. And more than 500 companies involved in IT work-study diplomas. All right, this is the work-study diploma is one of the latest initiative at ITE, and this is very useful and well received by our students, because for students, in terms of their family background, all right, it is not, I would say it is not as smooth sailing. Some of them want to actually be working as soon as possible, all right, and spend less time studying. Why? Because they need to support their family. And this scheme, the work-study diploma scheme, works perfectly for them. All right, and also to show that we have an active engagement, we have close to 200 industries, MOUs, LOCs, partnerships for authentic learning, industry and technology updates, and also capability development. All right, so this chart over here shows the 40 work-study diploma programs that we have. All right, I think the focus in Singapore is still engineering, all right, contributing to our key development, economic development, plus also business because of our financial center over here. All right, and then the next one is more focused on the infocom and media. In terms of global partnerships and benchmarking, we are working together with 35 best-in-class institutions in 11 countries. All right, we have students and staff development opportunities with other institutions also. We collaborate to offer technical diplomas, as mentioned earlier on. All right, so it is important to link up with the best so that we can benchmark ourselves. All right, so now I will share a little bit about ITE education services, and that's the setup where I am from. This is an international so-called arm of ITE, where we offer consultancy and training services for partners overseas. And for ITES, ITIS in short, all right, we have 6 consultancy services. All right, we can assist our partners, overseas partners, in infrastructure development. For example, if you have a greenfield or brownfield project, we can be providing advisory on how to set up the institution, on how to actually plan your workshops, all right, and also we provide the staff leads, the standard equipment training leads for our partners also, all right, to set up a particular training within their institution. We develop leaders also via the leadership development. All right, we can offer training to policymakers. All right, in the area of technical and vocational education and training. All right, we share with them the best practices, the governance model for that for the policymakers. But however, we are also able to conduct training for principals, heads of departments, all right, for leadership training. All right, capability development, we can actually also conduct train the trainers programs for the trainers, of course, with our partners, so that they can actually adopt our curriculum and conduct training using our curriculum. All right. Of course, quality assurance also, in that sense, we advise our partners how they can actually improve the current state of their skills education and training, all right, how they can improve the infrastructure aspects of their institutions, how they can actually improve the capability of their staff, all right, how they can improve the quality of their curriculum offered. All right, this is under the quality assurance services. And last but not least, we also license our ITE programs overseas, all right, and also in this case, our partners overseas actually fully adopt our training curriculum. Assessment will be also followed closely, in that sense, adopted closely to what we are practicing over here. And thereafter, they will be offered our ITE skills qualification certification, ISQ in short. All right. The next few slides show some photos of the works we have done overseas. This is in Delhi. We call it the World Class Skill Center. In Delhi, there was a project in Delhi where we set up training facilities for hospitality and business. You can see that under this building in Vivek Vihar, New Delhi, we are running guest training, hospitality programs for hotels. So we have guest training rooms and WCSCs. All right, you can see that there's glass panels, all right, in each training facility, so that students can actually observe how their peers are doing and provide input or provide their feedback also. Right, so yeah, this is how we actually do training. Next slide. And this is also in India, Udaipur, Rajasthan. Yeah, you can see this beautiful infrastructure that we have helped our partners to set up. Very localized, alright, because you can see the structure. It's not like what we have here in Singapore, alright, it is what they have there, over there. And but however, within the this Center of Excellence itself, it houses hotel training rooms, right, for hospitality, under the hospitality courses. It also has this training restaurants, right, F&B, food and beverage training restaurant. It also has this retail lab, all right. We are offering business services training at CETT also. Right, it's like Northeast Skill Center, also in Assam, Guwahati. All right, this is a 6-story training center. All right, and then we have beauty and wellness. All right, yeah, training, and retail lab. Also, this is under the business training, and also similarly food and beverage training restaurant at the NESC. Okay. Yeah, this is currently a work in progress, all right? The scale is much bigger. This artist impression of the COSA, Center for Occupational Skills Acquisition. This campus caters to 5,000 students, all right? And we are almost 90% completion, all right, to build this campus. And within the campus itself, they will be offering mechatronics training, automotive training, precision engineering training, and so on and so forth, right? So this is one of our major projects currently. And also in India, World Skill Center, right? This is an 18-story training center that we have helped our partners set up. So within this center itself, we offer training like, air condition, plumbing, all right, and also maintenance of escalators, lift, travelators, all right. These trainings are being done over at this World Skill Center in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I've shown quite a few of our projects in India. But we also have projects that we set up training institutions in Myanmar, all right, in Jordan, all right, it also as far as Panama, all right, we advise them on how they can set up training centers, all right, in this case. So in that sense, with this presentation, I hope it gives every one of you a good idea of what we can do for you in a respective area, and we'll be glad if you can have the opportunity to come to Singapore and visit us. We'll be glad to host you also. All right. And with this, I thank you for your time. I hope you have enjoyed my sharing, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much. And this is Fabian, and have a good day ahead. I will be glad to take on any questions if you have. Thank you.
Okay, so sorry. The sound system. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, this is a brand new computer that we are all not used to. So we need to get the sound back on. While we're trying to fix that, I can.
Hi. My name is Sheena, and my question for you is, how does ITE manage to get industry support and participation, and how do you structure your apprenticeship program?
Question. Question why is the last one? Let's go about this.
Okay, hi Sheena. All right, yeah, another good question. I think the idea is how do we manage to get industry support? I think at the leadership level, the idea for the main task for principals, for deputy principals, for deputy CEOs at ITE and CEO at ITE would be to actually link up closely with leaders from the industry. So in that sense, all right, by doing activities like MOUs, all right, it is the start of everything. You will have downstream effects from the signing of MOUs, all right, and in that sense, you have a alignment of minds from both parties, ITE and the industry and the company, to say that we want to work together to contribute towards skills education and training. All right. The benefit for companies is that at the end of it, our graduates, all right, let's say for example, it's an MOU whereby a company contributes by actually putting their equipment at ITE in our ITE workshops. All right, our students will be familiar with the machines after learning, and then once they graduate, they can actually, if they are going to their companies to work, they can use the machines effectively. It's not something new to them. All right, and how do we structure our apprenticeship program? All right, so in this case, it all depends on the nature of the job itself. All right, if let's say the course is healthcare, nursing, all right, then we will require our students to be spending more time at the hospitals. So in that sense, a 2 week training program, they could be spending 1 year at the hospitals doing their apprenticeship and 1 year studying at ITE. Whereas you compare to another program, perhaps there is lesser people-to-people interactions. There's lesser so-called need for working or getting used to the environment. They may be spending more time in the let's say for example video production workshop. All right, for a student who is into digital animation, right? Because he needs to spend more time drawing, all right, and all these things. All right, so it all depends on the nature of the course itself, the job requirements itself, right? If you have the one that is more human interaction that is needed, you spend more time at the apprenticeship. Yeah. The advice for SM, sorry, to actually enhance their vocational training when they are focusing on the secondary level. All right, so I think the idea is that the training for secondary level, all right, can be shorter, all right, so that it provides also opportunities for students to try out certain courses. All right, reason being because at secondary school level, you probably can't decide whether you want to do hairstyling or perhaps go into pastry making, all right, or F&B or automotive. The kid may be too young to understand what he or she is interested in until they try it for themselves. So I believe perhaps we can actually do modular training whereby the hours are shorter. All right, it gives the students a glimpse of what possibly they can be doing in future. All right, they do not have to learn everything at the start at secondary level. They just have to learn the basics. All right, if let's say
It's like-
that the student has gone through 200 hours training and find that, animation is not what I really want after all. It is difficult for me to draw. I don't have the talent for it. Then he can actually switch on to other areas, explore other areas. Yeah. So in this case, I think the way to do it is to have shorter training duration in terms of a modular kind of arrangement for FSM in this case. Yeah.
Good idea.
Very last one.
Yep, thank you very much. I hope you'll have a good day ahead.
Can everybody say bye to him? Sorry, I don't have time for that. Sorry, I actually the time has surpassed a lot. His timing for us was supposed to be 30 minutes. But I think when we briefed him, we told him that you are at the infancy stage of vocational training. For those involved in vocational training, you see it all starts with a big plan. There are a couple of things which I really want to highlight to you, which for those who have engaged me, you know I keep emphasizing. It's economics, economics, economics. I spoke to this to your Department of Resources and Development, which is what we know as MTI, Ministry of Trade and Industry. Everything begins with what the economy needs. So in Singapore, we run our country like the way we run a private business. So we are independent in 1965. These are familiar terms which I've just shared with you. You know about the sector. You talk about the different pathways of job description within the sector. You talk about the skills which they need to have, and you've got to describe the skills. And finally, so you need to determine, number one, what are the various careers within this industry. Then from there, you determine, because of the skills commonality, how do you want to be able to switch careers as you go. A job role description. Why is a job role description? And finally, that's when you put up the training programs. Let me just check. Miss Phyllis Topasna is a program coordinator from the Guam Department of Labor, American Job Center. So for the next 30 minutes or so, she's going to be sharing with us how Guam actually handles, manages their vocational training. All right. So yes, Phyllis, over to you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Okay, you know what? I can't see you guys on that side, but can I just do a test run real quick? Are my screens moving for you, and are you just seeing one screen at a time?
No, the screen is moving, it's fine.
Okay, all right, so half a day. My name is Phyllis Tapasnia, and I am the program coordinator for the Guam State Apprenticeship Agency, located here at the Guam Department of Labor. Today's presentation, we will go over the apprenticeship. I'll give you a brief overview on the apprenticeship program. We'll talk about the core competencies across the nation where apprenticeship has already been developed. So what is registered apprenticeship? And this is the official definition from the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeship is an industry-driven, high-quality career pathway where employers can develop and prepare their future workforce, and individuals can obtain paid work experience, classroom instruction, and a portable, nationally recognized credential. So how does registered apprenticeship help businesses? It helps businesses thrive by one, helping you, the employer, to recruit and develop a diverse and highly skilled workforce. It allows you to improve productivity and knowledge transfer. It allows for the reduction of turnover rates in your company. It allows you, the employer, to customize training so that the apprentices become your apprentices and not just anybody's apprentices, but specific to your company. Employee retention with the apprenticeship program is a high number, it's 93%. Registered apprenticeship helps businesses thrive by fostering a more diverse workforce and a new pool of workers. What that means is that it allows you to go in and recruit for individuals that you've never thought of recruiting for before, for the occupations that you're looking at. A good example is construction. By recruiting for apprentices, you may now open the doors to include females, because the construction industry has always been looked at as being male dominated. But by going out and recruiting for apprentices, you can now bring in a diverse workforce. You can also bring in individuals with disabilities. You can bring in veterans. So it allows you to bring in a more diverse and look at a new pool of workers. And then it also creates career pathways. I often tell individuals who are coming into the apprenticeship program that there is no otherwhere else but up once you complete your program requirements. What that means is these apprentices, when they graduate from the program, now become your journey workers, they become your future supervisors, managers, superintendents, and the like, on to even maybe owning their own companies as a result of the apprenticeship program. I also kind of want to hone in on item number two, where we talk about improving productivity and knowledge transfer. When I first started working with registered apprenticeship, one of the things that I was often told was, we need to start recruiting for apprentices because the baby boomers are getting ready to retire. Well, that has come and gone, and now we are looking at Generation X as getting ready to hit that retirement window. And so we want to make sure that you start training your future workforce so that they can, these individuals that are getting ready to retire can transfer the knowledge, the corporate knowledge that they've learned to the new workforce that you will be developing through the apprenticeship program. Benefits and values to individuals who want to become apprentices. It's a paid job, it's an earn as you learn program. Apprenticeship programs are jobs. When you hire an apprentice, they become your employees who are going to be undergoing training. So they get paid to learn throughout the apprenticeship program, and they are guaranteed wage increases as they develop new skills. There is a work-based learning attached to the program, so there's a structured on-the-job learning where the mentor trains their new apprentices, which prepares them for a successful career. There's also classroom training. This is technical training that has the potential for college debt and does not have the individual incur student debt, so the apprentices avoid student debt. Mentorship is gaining workforce relevant skills under the supervision of an experienced mentor. And then again, we come up with this national credential. The national credential, I have graduated from the program and I am a journey worker. So we have 5 core components of every registered apprenticeship program. It doesn't matter what kind of apprenticeship program that you will be utilizing in your specific company. So we have what's called the time-based approach, which is a first approach. And this measures skills acquisition through the apprentice's completion of at least 2,000 hours of on-the-job learning as prescribed in the apprenticeship standard. The other approach is called the competency-based approach, and this approach measures skills acquisition through the individual apprentice's successful demonstration of acquired skills and knowledge, but must be verified by the program sponsor. With the competency-based program, there is still that requirement of at least 1 year's worth of apprenticeship on-the-job training. And then the third hybrid approach is what we refer to as a hybrid approach, which measures the individual's skill acquisition through a combination of specified minimum number of hours of on-the-job learning and the successful demonstration of competency as described in the standards. Then we have the third component of the apprenticeship program, which is the related training and instruction. U.S. Department of Labor recommends a minimum of 144 hours of classroom training for each apprenticeship program. So if the apprenticeship program is 1 year in duration, then we are looking at a minimum of 144 hours of classroom-related training for that year. If the apprenticeship program spans more than the 1 year time frame, for every year that the apprentice is in that program, it's recommended that 144 hours of classroom-related training be supplementing the on-the-job training. So there are 3 different options that are available for the provision of the related training instruction. The first one is called the parallel option, and this is the most widely used option with the apprenticeship program. The parallel option simply just says that the apprentice must work and go to school at the same time frame. So in this case, the apprentice will work 8 hours a day, and then at the end of the day, take their academic requirements with either a university or a related training provider in the evenings, and this happens for the duration of the apprenticeship program. The front-loaded option is an option where the employer says, I would like to see my apprentices take all of their academic requirements at the beginning of their apprenticeship program. On Guam, we see this a lot. We see this with, mainly though, our law enforcement occupation, our police officers. When our police recruits come in to the program, they have to undergo classroom-related training, which is called the Police Academy, which lasts about 6 months. So the apprentices come in and attend classes during the day, and they take it all up at our Guam Community College. And I just want to share with you that when I first came in on board, I had never been exposed to the front-loaded option, so I asked the training officer with our Guam Police Department why they were starting out the apprentices with the academic requirements, and he chuckled. He actually laughed at me, and he said, Phyllis, we have to make sure that these apprentices are ready to meet the public. So they must undergo specific kind of training, like number 1, how to drive an emergency vehicle, especially when they're they're going on a high-speed chase. They need to learn how to handle the police vehicle when they're in that situation. Another situation is, should they come across somebody where, they have to go up and hold a gun, they have to be able to know how to hold the gun and not be have the employer guideline, which contains a list of the skills, knowledge, and behaviors for each of the listing. These are the criteria that you must look at when requesting for the occupation to be identified as a OJT. Because I had an employer that came up to me and said, Phyllis, I want to assess construction, cybersecurity, education, energy, financial services, taken off like wildfire, and there are, I want to say, at least 40 states across the United States now that are looking who are already utilizing the apprenticeship program for their teacher K through 12 teachers in the apprenticeship program. So that's where education comes into play. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes my presentation. Do you have any questions?
I'd like to open up the floor, but you've got to come up front to ask the questions.
May I start?
Yes, please. You want to come closer so that you can hear you? You want to introduce your name and where you're from.
Okay.
Half a day.
I'm Benjamin Philip from Bonping. From hearing this program, I'm interested in knowing the participants in your. I was wondering if you can give us. Have you experienced having 11th graders and seniors in your program?
Yes, actually, we just launched this year. We launched our first youth apprenticeship program in the hotel industry. We look at the hotel associate program, and our age group for that is age 16 and above. We are looking at bringing in individuals who are at least in their junior year in high school, and when they are picked up by the hotel, they become employees of the hotel as high school students. They are taking CTE classes that are aligned with their high school education and aligned with the industry. So yes, you can start out the apprenticeship program at the high school level.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes. Getting ready to come forward.
All right.
Please
Well,
introduce
big number.
yourself and where you're from. Oh, no, no,
My name is Edward Cano. I'm a Occupational. My condition is I joined apprenticeship program in US.
Yes, because they are, as long as the individual is allowed to work in the United States, they can become apprentices. So we do have FSM participants in our apprenticeship programs here on Guam. So yes, it's possible. What you guys need to do is work directly with the Office of Apprenticeship to help you develop your apprenticeship programs locally. Okay? Unfortunately, I can't do that for you because I only oversee the apprenticeship programs on Guam.
Thank you for your information.
So, you're welcome. Thank you.
Wow.
They'll pick my commission.
Any other?
Yes.
I do want to say something at this point in time, though. The apprenticeship program, there are costs that are associated with the apprenticeship program.
Question.
And here on Guam, we have two incentives for the both the sponsor and the apprentices in terms of funding for the apprenticeship program. Number one is that we have funding that we receive from the H2B community, the H2B workers that come to work on Guam. There's a fee that they have to pay. So a portion of that fee is given to our Guam Community College to provide scholarships to any and all apprentices that come through their doors to take their classroom-related training, their related training instruction. That's number one. Number two, Guam issued out what we call a tax credit to private sector employers, because government employers don't go through this, but all private sector employers that pay business privilege taxes can get a tax credit of 50% of what their company pays to train an apprentice. In that case, you're looking at the apprentice's wages and benefits. On Guam, it's the apprentice's wages and benefits. It's the mentor's wages and benefits. This is the journeyman that is training the apprentice. The company can also get a tax credit on their wages and benefits. If you provide personal protective equipment, you see this a lot in the construction site, hard hats, safety shoes, and any other items that your company has to provide for the apprentice.
Priority occupation is for the nations. And third, select and engage stakeholders. After that, we develop the framework, and that's the policy development.
So does the apprentice have all these things here right now? Yes.
That brings us out to what Principal was sharing. We have more than 5, but the rest are invisible. Are in the minds of the group members. You have to use
their funding. We need to seek good funding, secure that in order to make this program grow. And under the...
So, these are all just ideas, similar to what some of them
I was a college professor as well. So this will conclude to us. So we are looking forward to hearing from you. There is a booster behind you.
An opportunity to share with you the Philippine Skills Frameworks. So it's an honor to present you today. So I'm Lea Makatangay, a skills development consultant who has worked with the Philippine Skills Framework Initiative since its beginning in 2019. I have worked with 12 skills frameworks already, starting out as a project manager, and then as a co-consultant, and then as a lead consultant. Recently also for the 5 frameworks of the information technology and business process outsourcing industry. I'm also the learning director of FEMS International Business School, which is a private sector institution which has been the partner of government and industry associations for the development and organization of the Philippine Skills Framework in 12 out of 13 PSFs that have been done in the Philippines, that have ever been done in the Philippines. So please allow me to share my slides. Alright. Okay. So while it's sharing, so the PSF initiative is a Philippine, can you see my slides? Alright, fine. Thank you. So the PSF initiative is a Philippine government interagency effort to build the skills and competencies of the country's human resources and to better prepare the workforce for the future economy. particularly what has been called Industry 4.0. So 10 government agencies comprise the PSF Advisory Council, which develop and promote the creation of PSFs in the priority industries and other industries later on. So just a bit of history. So on September 9, 2019, during the observance...
Yeah, do you want to change it to...
Yes?
Do you want to change it to presentation mode?
It says it's presentation mode in my...
It is.
It's not yet.
Slide mode. I can see the side panel. So just change your PowerPoint to the presentation.
Okay, let me stop sharing and then I'll share it again.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute. Sorry, but it's not reacting.
It's not, you want to exit and then come back in again.
exit.
Okay, let me try to escape with the... Okay, this is better. Let me try to share again.
Thank you.
Please tell me if it's in presentation mode because I clicked presentation mode.
Not yet. Do you want to exit the call and come back in again? Maybe that might help.
Exit and come back to the web.
Okay, let me see, huh?
You can wait
I'll try a third time. No? Okay.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. So,
Alright,
exit the call,
so,
come back in again.
okay, for a while, huh? I'll exit the call. Okay.
Hello. Oh.
No, on the anniversary of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between both countries. So both countries agreed to collaborate in enhancing the skills of the Philippine workers. So I just want to, what is the agreement all about? I just want to draw your attention to number 1 and number 2. So number 1 is sharing of information, relevant frameworks and competency standards, policies and best practices. So the Philippine Skills Frameworks, or I would say PSF, so it's easier to say, is actually a relevant framework. It contains a lot of information, much information on skills and competency standards. And number 2, conduct of training programs, certification, and capability transfer projects. So it is primarily a capability transfer project, because it allows the people to learn how to make, how to develop, how to use, and how to implement the skills framework. So it's not just a consulting project. So what are the priority industries in which the PSFs are created? So the Philippine government created a list of the priority industries, as you can see in the slide. So I will read, construction, creatives, food, agriculture and fishery, health and wellness, IT BPM, which stands for Information Technology and Business Process Management, logistics and supply chain, manufacturing and tourism. So those with underlines indicate those industries that already have PSFs. So the rest, we're still planning for the next years to create them. Okay, on your screen shows, the screen shows some of the PSFs that have been created. So those with very, let's say, colorful illustrations are those 4 PSFs that have already reached the ebook stage and have been launched. So the first was supply chain and logistics, launched in June 2021. And then this is the digital art and animation, launched in March 2022. This is the PSF for Game Development, launched in also March 2022. And this is the Philippine Skills Framework for Human Capital Development or Human Resources, launched in May 2022. We also have some skills frameworks which are not yet in ebook form, no? But they have been completed, no? So of PSF Operations Management, PSF Production Management, and PSF Business Development. Please take note that they are not industries, but they are functions, which can be found in all industries. So it's possible to make PSFs also in that. And then most recently, just this May 7, these 5 concurrent PSFs were created, no? Analytics and AI, software development and security, contact center, and business process management. So the final 3 are actually call center sectors, no? Global in-house sector, healthcare information management. So this is more focused on healthcare, no? So these are PSFs in information technology and business process management. So by now you must be curious already, what is the PSF, no? So the PSF is a written plan. I will read and then I will explain. It's an industry-friendly way of organizing current information on employment, career pathways, occupations, job roles, and existing and emerging skills and competencies. So that's actually what the contents are of a PSF, no? Or of a skills framework. It is designed, developed, yes?
Your slides is not moving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We are not seeing your slides being
Move?
Yeah, it's not moving.
Oh, let me stop share. I'll try to share it another way. Through the slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow.
Yeah, do the slideshow.
You can write.
So it was
Đây,
not at the
đây.
MOU between
Yang no ba? Yang no.
Okay, is it in slideshow mode already? Still, how about this? Did it move?
Stream yet pa na nagi.
Oh dear, my slides. Oh dear.
Do you have Zoom?
Yes, I had Zoom. What do you mean, the Zoom?
No, I'm saying that could it be
Zoom
Google Meet issue for you?
Yeah, Google Meet.
No, it should work. It should work because even if this is PowerPoint. Let me try again.
Leah?
Yes.
So I think what you have to do is, I think we have some technical issues now. What you can do
Yes.
is you just have to click switch slides. We don't see the presentation well.
All right. So so it contains information such as career pathways, occupations, symbols, no? And then let me try to see if it moves. So it's not moving, so I'll move it manually, no?
Thank you, Leah. Sorry about it.
It's okay. Programs or certifications and other interventions or actions. No? You can also build workforce professionalism by emphasizing what traditional training providers and the bottom to the topmost, it looks like a topmost position. So it looks like an organizational chart. But each box...
Here you got to show the next slide. You are showing what are the main parts, right? But that's...
Yes, I'm still showing that. I'm still showing CAS. No? So the first track is about warehouse operations. The second is supply chain and logistics operations. The third is freight forwarding, and the fourth is IT logistics operations. So entry-level position. It's called material handling equipment operator / because it can also be equivalents, no, in the industry. Forklift operator, warehouse assistant, inventory assistant, or warehouse clerk. No? So this is this will be our example. No? But I hope you can see that this is the career map. There's only one map for the entire industry. But of course, it can vary per organization or company, the names and the positions. But more or less in general, this shows how it is in an industry. So I'll stop sharing and then I'll show you the next kind of slide, which is the skill, the next kind of map, which is the skills map. So the skills map is like a job description. So you can also relate to that. But in the language of skills framework, it's called the skills map. So it contains descriptions, work functions, and tasks. So for example, isn't it we were focusing on this occupation? Beside it is the level. No? So proficiency level, since this is an entry-level job, it's usually 1 or 2. So if you notice, these are usually level 1 and 2. And then these are the enabling skills and competencies. What are those? Those are core-centered skills. No? So for example, problem solving, and then the level is basic. Communication skills are also needed because perhaps the technician has the need to have this skill. So it has a functional, it has 4 levels, no, depending on the position of the person. And then it has a description, and then it's composed of 2 parts. So you need to have a certain skill application. So if you notice, I'm sorry, you can't read it, no, it's not readable, but I can share copies, e-copies, no, soft copies of the maps, no, of the skills framework, so you can read it for yourself. But it contains pieces of knowledge, no. So, for example, you need to know the guidelines, you need to know the records. So they begin usually with a noun, no, because they are knowledge that you should know to have this skill. And then the skills abilities are actions, no, that you need to know. That's why they usually begin with verbs, no. Okay, and from this, we are able to make training programs. I won't describe how to make it now, no, but it has its own methodology. But for example, this level 1, this is level 1, it's possible to create already a training program out of it, no? Okay, next. We also have core or enabling skills, no? So core or enabling skills are those which we call soft skills, but actually that's a misnomer because soft skills are usually also very difficult to do, no? So these are the skills that are found across industries and across jobs, no? They are, for example, decision critical thinking. So that's all part also. These are matters for training, no? They can be taught, no? And then we'll move on to the uses. Now, in the Philippines, how are we using the Philippines? In the education sector, now the PSFs are used to create curricula and syllabi for secondary, vocational, technical, college, university, and postgraduate educational levels in some educational institutions, no? So they are used as guides, no? Who is making the curriculum or the training plan, no? For industry, the various PSFs are used to organize and develop the human resource functions of companies and enterprises, as well as to create training programs for skills and occupation development. And then for government, the various PSFs are being used for policy making, as well as the design of standardized programs and courses, no? Because the government in the Philippines makes the standardized programs and syllabi and curriculum for secondary, vocational, technical, tertiary education, and then each of the schools adapts it, no? And then enhances it and makes it more unique to their own, no? But even the government is making use of this already, as well as the qualifications and the certification agencies of the government. The next slide is about, I'd like to share with you, I'd like to encourage you, no, by sharing with you some success stories, no, of how the PSF has been used. So, success stories from the PSFs, no? So, from an industry association, such as the Game Development Association of the Philippines, they worked, no? So they are an association of companies that are in game development, no? So they make games, no? So they group together and formed an association. So they are working with CHED. CHED in the Philippines is the Commission on Higher Education. So they are working together to create and update the standard curricula and syllabi for Bachelor of Arts in Multimedia Arts, Bachelor of Science in Game Design and Development, and Bachelor of Arts in Animation. No? So they are redoing the curricula so that they are aligned to the Philippine Skills Framework so that the students who graduate already have the skills needed for industry. No? So that industry, when industry takes them in, there is minimum training or reskilling because they already have the skills. No? Another success story is from a higher education institution called University of Santo Tomas. This is the oldest university in the Philippines. No? They have a college of education, and the administrators were worried because their teachers, their professors, their instructors, as well as the graduates of their education programs who teach in other schools may not know how to use AI. AI, as you know, is artificial intelligence. So they were concerned how to teach them to integrate AI in their teaching. No? So they created, with the help of the PSF, no, a new certificate program called Master Track Specialist Certificate on AI Integration, Learning and Development. So they developed this using two PSFs. One is the PSF for Analytics and AI, and the other is the PSF for Human Capital Development. So they sat together and got bits and pieces from each in order to create this specialist certificate program. And they were already able to graduate a batch. And in September, they're planning to create another certificate. It's a Master Track Manager Certificate on AI Integration, Learning, and Development. And then I'll also share with you another success story from a higher education institution called University of Asia and the Pacific. So what did they do? They have a Master of Arts in Business Analytics program, no? But they wanted to redo it because they wanted to make sure that their graduate, they had a vision of their graduate. The graduate of this program is a business analytics manager. So they wanted to make sure that the manager had the skills, no? When their student graduates, he has the skills to be able to be accepted as a manager. So they redid their program. The program outcomes will be aligned to the PSF AAI, Analytics and AI. And they also redid some of their syllabus, no? Some of the subject syllabi in their curriculum. So they were also able to graduate. They have already 50 alumni from this new program. And then I also want to share, I also have another example from a bank, this time from industry. So RCBC, or the Rizal Commercial Analytics Group of RCBC, so they made their own skills framework, but specifically for the needs of the bank, no? For the data science and analytics group. So they had to make job descriptions, they had to review what were the work functions, what were the skills needed by their people, how many of each kind of job description, no? How many of each kind of position they needed. And then I will share with you the final example of a success story, which hopefully some of you will also be able to relate to, because it is vocational technical education. No? So, a success story is from a college which I'm connected with, the Thames International Business School. Concurrently, we also offer secondary education aside from college education, and also we are a vocational technical institute. No? We have a VocTech institute. So very recently, we created a micro-credential course for an entry-level job in supply chain and logistics. If you notice, I showed you the levels. So this is level 2, functional skill and competencies for transport management, transportation hub or control center administration. So the title of the course is Perform Logistics and Transport Operations. So it's very short, it's only 24 hours, that's why it's called a micro-credential course. But it is our hope that with such training, some of those will be able to study, will be able to get a job right away. No? So we created this with employability in mind. No? So we are about to, we work in partnership with some companies who agreed to try to hire the graduates of our program. No? So we will be launching it out in the next months. We also, as I mentioned earlier, we co-developed a specific methodology how to convert or translate the contents of the PSF or a skills document into a training program. I will show you an example of how it looks like, no, the training plan, or maybe what we can call the syllabus. I'm sure you're also familiar with it because you also have training plans, no? But if you see on the screen, I'm sorry, it can't be read, but anyway, let's try at the left, no? I'll read it na lang. So I will read it, no? It says, course title, this is a micro-credential course training plan. Course title, Perform Logistics and Transport Operations. And then it is the learning delivery mode is online learning. Because you know, the Philippines is an archipelago. Like Micronesia, we are composed of islands. So we have 7,100 islands. So we thought if we wanted to encourage participants from all over the islands, the country, no, then we offer it online. So with the learning outcomes, no, for example, we derive this from the PSF of supply chain and logistics. For example, support tracking of transportation operations, support coordination for vehicle fleet management, and so on. So you notice the words are very basic because this is an entry-level job. No? We also, this stands for assessment criteria. This is for their testing to see if they learn. So we created the testing assessment criteria. Then this page shows you the learning curriculum. So this is the outline. And then the teaching methodology. So for example, this is asynchronous. That's to give an example. And then for the assessment, we have written assessment. And then for teaching and learning resources, we provide an LMS. LMS stands for Learning Management System. So they can also access content online from an LMS, no? And then the time is 4.5 hours, no? And then again, this is another topic. And then this time, this is synchronous, meaning it's still online, but a lecturer will give a discussion online. They also have breakout sessions because with the technology, we can have breakout sessions. So the students can also discuss. And then the assessment tool is case study. They're given a case study. And then they are able to access also the LMS, PowerPoint decks, and a case study material. Okay, so all of that is 4.5 hours. So the entire program is only 24 hours, which we encourage them to do in 3 weeks' time. You know? they can do it's asynchronous, so they can do it at their own time. But they have to find the time to do it. No? And then finally, this is my second to the last slide, but for the presentation itself, it's my last slide. I just wanted to very quickly talk to you about the methodology we developed to create this PSF. No? So this methodology we already worked on for 12 PSF. So let me assure you that it works. No? It is composed of 6 stages. Stage 1 is convening of the various teams. No? So of course, government, private sector, individuals, companies, education institutions, no, are all part of this. No? And then we create teams, each of them have roles, no, such as contextualizers, validators, and so on, no, scribes, and so on. The next stage is conduct of training workshop. Everybody is in a workshop to know what is the PSF, what are the parts, what to do. No? So we also guide you along on what to do. No? We also guide the participants what to do. The third is contextualization of the draft. In the Philippines, we work with a foreign skills framework as reference. This was the Singapore skills framework. So we had to make it local or Filipinize it. That's the role of the contextualization. So some people are tasked to adapt it, no? Adopt it, and then adapt it to the local setting and the local industry. Stage 4 is the validation of the draft. So members of the industry and academia and government will agree or disagree. They will verify, they will validate what the contextualizers in the previous stage have done. And finally, with all the discussion and then the suggestions, recommendations, etc., we're able to put together and integrate the final version in stage 5, and in stage 6, it is launched. So, how long does this take? Well, it took us, it can take between 2.5 and 4 months, no? Or 2.5 and to 3.5 months, no? If it's encouraging, just to encourage you, most of 7 of the PSFs were done during COVID. So everything was online. So it's very doable. No? So we all did this online. We didn't see each other until after maybe 1.5 to 2 years in person, no? When COVID was over. But it's very doable. It's only the last 5 recently that was combination, hybrid, face-to-face, and also online. No? So I really encourage you, if you want to think about it, of having your own PSFs, no? Because they are such a great and beneficial tool for human resource development, whether the human resource is in secondary education, vocational technical, college, or post-college. No? So with that, I thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something from my talk. And these are my contact information. So thank you very much, and I wish you a good afternoon.
So Leah, hold on for the questions.
Sure, all right.
So at this juncture, I would like to invite if anybody would like to ask questions, you have to come forward, state your name and where you're from, and then you can ask the question.
I'm listening.
Yes, we have a gentleman over there coming in front. Yeah.
Hi, Ms. Leah.
Hi, good afternoon.
I'm
Yes.
I'm Sunday from Maya.
All right. Hello, Sandy.
Hello.
Domingo, sí, Domingo.
So, based on your experience, what would be your key advice or suggestion for us with regard to our vocational training? What would you recommend?
Well, I would recommend vocational training, of course, is very wide, no? But you need to focus. What I would recommend is, firstly, find the industries that are very relevant to you at the moment. No? These are industries which you think the country should prioritize, no? Where you find a lot of job opportunities, both locally as well as possible to get jobs that you can do from abroad, but while staying in the country, no? But look at what I suggest is you identify the priority industries, no? Because vocational technical can be done with the PSF. But is your priority industry similar to the Philippines? I showed you the Philippine industry priorities, no? So for example, construction, agriculture, no? Farming and fisheries. We also have tourism, creative industries such as game development, and so on, no? And animation, or IT, information technology. So I suggest focus. What do you think has the greatest potential for growth that can contribute to growth, and then that can contribute to more jobs, more people employed, you know, those that can provide. So there must be an existing demand for it. No? So you will, all this training is on the supply side. No? So make sure that demand exists, then you can focus on creating, I would recommend, PSX for the identified industry or sector. And then when you already have your PSF, then you can create vocational technical courses based on it. But it's very focused on the needs of the country. So I hope I answered your question. Yes.
My question is related to what Domingos asked, because I think in the other sense, now what we're trying to do is to develop these occupational profiles, job profiles, which will help us to develop curriculum, right? But then there's the absence of like skills framework. So in that context, do you think we can still like work backwards while focusing on like selecting certain applications and training programs?
Yes, no, it's still possible to create based on perhaps studies have been done previously, no, on identifying the industries. So if the industries have been identified, then if it's not possible to work yet with the skills framework, although in 2.5 to 3 months time, it's possible to create. But if not, it's also possible to source from another skills framework. We used to do that, no, when we didn't have our own yet. No? So it's possible, and I invite you to try to source from some of the Philippine skills frameworks. And then just in the process of referring or referencing from the PSFs, no, then you can still create training programs, making sure always that they are aligned to the local conditions, not to the Micronesia conditions. No? So it's possible, no, to also cross-reference, let's say from a Philippine skills framework, no? Because it's maybe what I can assure you, it's also a developing country, so maybe you can align more to it, no? But then again, if you want something of your own, it's also doable. Yeah, you're welcome.
Any other questions?
Here.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dennis from Kobe. I'm
Hi, Dennis.
Your map. So,
Đây, naka.
We will share the slides
No.
at the end of it, and the Philippine Skills Framework documentation are all available publicly. So you can make reference. It's just very long only to get
I'll make fun of, no?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
How are you? No?
Yeah.
Definitely. I will share links and I can share also the maps themselves. Link that's they're all shareable, no? And they're all for free for use of anybody who wants to reference from them.
So just to share, right? The Singapore Skills Framework is also free. You can see it online. The Philippines Framework is free. You can see online. The challenge is you may not know how to apply because it's a very big document and it's very contextualized to the different countries. But that's when you need to be able to know how to decipher, and from there you contextualize to yourself. Okay.
May I also say that, Lei, also that's to assure you, no, because the document, you can read it, no, the e-book, it's quite voluminous in the sense that it's about 250 to 300 pages, 200 to 300 pages. So we also can have a methodology on how to interpret it, no, how to read it, and then also how to translate the contents into training programs. No, so but that's a skill that we're willing to share and to help you, to learn. Because by itself, it's also challenging. But yes, I really encourage you to look at it. Even by yourself, you can already find a lot of very useful information on the skills, on the jobs, no, on the work descriptions. No, it's just that you will have to spend a bit of time, reading it and reviewing it.
Sorry.
But it's a treasure trove of information.
She's an academic. I'm an implementer. A bit is understatement. It's a lot of reading. So you may want to find a way to cut short. Yes, your question.
Yes. Good afternoon.
I'm still modeler from
Yes, Celestino.
what do you think are the best ways to develop
Perhaps, and try to improve the pay rate, that is associated with vocational technical education. Because most people, not all people are meant to go to college, and it's all right. Some people are meant to go to college, and it's fine, and to pursue college education, but not everybody has to do that. So for those whose skills are not academic and more practical, then vocational and technical education will enhance and develop them to be employable. Skilled workers who are also earning well and be able to get a decent salary and be able to support their family and themselves. So I think there has to be a connection, working together on the supply side, which is the training in VocTech education, as well as in the demand side. The companies and the government are providing jobs that will absorb those who are taking VocTech education courses. So employability, to show them that they can have a chance to also earn well, with VocTech.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think this is probably all the time that we have for you.
All right.
Yes, so I will circulate your slides to all the participants and then we will be back. All right. Thank you so much for doing
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care, bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, let's break
Hello. So now you know why this morning I started off with the crash course with all these terminologies. You notice that all of us in this space, right, we will know it's got to do with here. So all of us in the skills development space, right, we speak the same lingo. This is our common unifier. Skills is actually the common currency that we talk about. It starts with, again, to reiterate, it starts with the industry. she told you demand supply match. This is the most logical way. And to some of your questions regarding, I think you Dennis talked about getting the frameworks. Frameworks are dead on its own. I've seen 101 PDFs around, but the application is key. And application, unless you have been trained in the way of skills development as a skills trainer, is not easy to decipher into curriculum. Let me be blunt with you, because those in L&D space know that you have a lot of different vocations within the L&D space. So we are in the niche space of skills conversion. On the framework development, and after that the curriculum development, alright? So, with that, I hope the session was useful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a very lackluster response, so sad, you know. Okay, but at least I'm less stressed now because the technical issues, and yes, I don't have to worry about the internet connection, so that's great. It's very sweet, she's very smiley. I call her Miss Smiley in the class when I work with her. Yeah, so it's really very fun. You can, so we have heard the perspective of industry, demand, supply. These are the group you got to listen to as well. Sometimes I think when we are thinking very hard about what we need, what the country needs, we forget what the individuals need. So I'm sharing that perspective. Actually, there's a lot more ideas. You can't imagine the kids, what they think about. They want to be like YouTuber, they want to be TikTok star, they want to be like fitness instructor. Those are fascinating industries. But it's interesting. Marine biologists, my eyebrow went up. Whoa, I was very impressed. Marine biologists. Right, last but not least, thank you, Chuk High School. We have principal, yes, and his team, and of course Dr. Sheena and all the other anchor and then everybody that's here. Thank you very much for hosting me, and I had a really enjoyable time in Chuk. It was a very vibrant place, a lot of cars, a lot of traffic. And then I also had very interesting children over there in Chuk High School, so I had really enjoyable time. So let's see.
Hello, my name is Aiton Mori. I am Chuki's, and my ideal job is to be lawyer and an MMA fighter. Skills to be a lawyer and MMA fighter is to have speed for learning and for running, and to have the strength to punch someone in the face. And the challenges I've been facing is pretty much a lot. I've been struggling to have the power to speak up in front of people, and I struggle, both my families, they struggle to have money. And the things to overcome is to overcome my anxieties. Last but not least is
what was he looking at?
need support.
Maybe
And the support that I need is financial support, my parents' support, and school support. Thank you.
My name is Captain. I'm from World, and I want to be an electrician. And in order for me to be an electrician, I have to get a degree and all, but I lack my knowledge in mechanic and electrician. So I need money and support from my family. And last but not least, I need my bachelor's degree.
Are you in the electrical vocational program?
No, but I want to.
Okay, cool. Cool. So the kid saying he wants to be. I hope you enjoyed the collage. I would have loved it.
Sorry, that's
Okay, please, that's it, Elia, and then walk to every one of you. I'm sorry if I speak too fast. I'm that kind of person. Just say whatever I want to say.
See, I'm pretty.
So, just let me know, I'll just tell them to make the introduction, just for you guys to get the idea what we're doing. and I will give to my beautiful nursing teacher for the presentation. So, this presentation is based on the survey that we did on the students on the maybe 3 or 4 high schools in the island of Chuchu. We already find out the state needs of the vocational programs from the sector, private sectors and the government, what we really needed in the Chuchu state. So, this survey based on the students to find out their interest in what fields that they're interested in Chuchu. So I will lend the mic to my associate here to continue with the data that we collected in Chuchu state. Sino?
Introduction. So we're going to share with everyone the survey results. As Principal KS mentioned, we did conduct a survey that was December of last year. This survey was to focus on the skill sets, skills interests of the students. So we have a lot of regions in Chuchu. We went to 3 high schools. It was in different regions. So the survey results were high school vocational teachers, and we also have the administration of Chuchu High School and Chuchu Department of Education. So basically all of the CTE programs and initiatives are really a team effort of these different departments. So the objectives of the survey was to identify the students' interest in skill sets and acknowledge that they need to succeed in their career, and to also address any skills gaps in the job market. In scope, so those that were involved, the target respondents were Chuchu High School students. We have North Block students as well as Northwest students. So we have a total of 499 respondents altogether. These consisted of students who were from the 9th to the 12th grades. This is a sample of how the surveys were. And we have here the English version, and we also had it translated to the Chuukese version. The survey that we have is not really that complicated, as we are targeting students ages 13, 14 through 19. We made the surveys questions as simple as possible, not to have the students have much critical thinking, but just straight to the point on how we could be able to gather that information on the type of skill sets that they need. So the first question on the survey was, do you know what a vocational course is? So we wanted to see if the students understood our surveys. So as you can see, we had 72% of the respondents who did know, who are knowledgeable of what a vocational course is. So it's safe to say that our survey results for the next questions are reliable, as these all pertain to vocational courses. Second question is, what type of education do you prefer? So more than half of the respondents prefer that they take both academic and vocational. So we have a good number of students who agree that vocational courses are also as important as academic courses. The third question is, do you think a vocational course will help in pursuing or earning a degree? So these are just high school students, but most of them agree already that a vocational course will help them in pursuing and enhancing their skills to be able to complete or attain their desired degree. The fourth question is, do you have interests in pursuing both academic and vocational course? So we have a good percentage, 89% of students who have interest in pursuing both academic and vocational studies. So it's really important that before we implement more vocational courses, we have the interests of the students. So we have a good number of students that we know who are interested in signing up or enrolling in vocational courses. The fifth question is, what vocational course do you want to pursue? So on the survey itself, we had a list or options for students to select which vocational course they wanted to take. So as you can see, this is in the three high schools in Chuuk. Based on the surveys, the top three that we had was nursing, computer, and music. The other options, we also had home economics, carpentry, automotive, gardening, electrical, sewing, marine fiberglass repair, arts, cultural arts, electronics, and others. So among the others, the smallest percentage, we'll just show it across the screen. We had the option of students putting in their own interests if it wasn't available on the option. So we had military, fishing, education, and business. Number 6 is, do you think a vocational course is beneficial to you? So more than 90% of the respondents do agree that vocational courses are beneficial. When respondents know the importance, then that is also a good start to include once we launch or enhance our vocational programs. The 7th question is, do you think taking a vocational course is necessary or needed? So more than 80% do agree that they need to take a vocational course. Question number 8, where would you prefer to take a vocational course? See, we wanted to see if the students were open-minded to either do it off-island. Most of them prefer to take a vocational course in Chuuk. We do understand that it will be costly if they would be migrated to a different state, accommodation, travel fare, sponsors. So most of them would prefer to have it in Chuuk. So this gives us an idea that we will do our best to have these vocational courses available in Chuuk. And question number 9 is, how long would you like to take a vocational course? So the highest percentage for students who wanted to take a vocational course was 1 year. The reason why we had this question is for us, teachers, the school education, to easily plan out the duration of our vocational courses. So for example, 4 years, some students might not want to take 4 years, but if there are students who are willing to take 4 years, then we can put into consideration to start vocational courses as early as 9th grade. So that once they reach the 12th grade, they have already completed the 4-year vocational course. And the last question is, do you think a vocational course will increase your skills that will be beneficial to the workforce? So again, we just wanted to collect data on the interest of the students if they understand. So more than 90% of the respondents were able to see the importance of these courses to attain and develop their skills. Most of them are interested in pursuing both academic and vocational courses and are convinced that vocational courses are needed to help acquire the skills that are needed and beneficial in the workforce. And just to summarize the top 5 vocational courses that are of interest of the students are nursing, computer, music, home economics, and carpentry. So to summarize what we've gathered, this is an initial step for us to be able to, the majority of the students already know what type of skill set or course they want to enroll in. So that's all for the survey results for Chuuk State. Are there any questions?
but it's the initial list which is based on what I've heard from you, what you guys have given in alignment across the board. The third category is, we call it as business orientation. The realities is actually you may want to, if you want to build your private sector, you really option, right? You tell me whether, in terms of priority, are they more? Definitely more, right? But you've got to prioritize that description and so on. The third, I want you to rank. What is it that construction doesn't have right now? I mean, you should know that because you're the guys that construction group. Tourism is a total of 7 ranked by the tourism group. Automotive, they have 5 that's ranked by the group. IT, there's 6. Energy, there's a total of 7, there's 6. This gives you a total of 46. Okay? So, like I said, I'm not including this for now. 46, You want to tell us? It's not the final.
Thank you.
I hope I have enough speakers. So, it doesn't matter, darling. It's just a sticker. The color doesn't matter.
You can start giving money to vote your.
We can give you money to select our occupation.
So we'll see. I'm excited to see what is the priority occupation. So we'll see today. This is again inputs or input activity to help us figuring what is the priority occupation that the FSM. Yeah, well, let's see.
Thank you, thank you.
Kudino is enjoying pudding. So what? What do you want, Deputy?
Solar already passed. Over already. Already passed.
The food.
You know, because the cost of fuel is very high.
Yeah.
So we don't. We need to.
All right, and then I've got some photo takers right now. Yeah. No, don't worry with the comment. I'm just saying that if you want to come and take a look, yes, I correct. So let me just say, okay, I'll do it.
It's red ink, that's why.
Oh, sorry.
Thank everyone for this week. I've been in and out, and I think there was a lot of interruption and a lot of discussions. I feel very positive that we will walk out of here with something tangible to use. The two things I want to emphasize is one, we need to be in this workshop you are the final say. You came from the government, you decide what you have to do. Whatever you decide is what you're going to move forward with. Number two, I want us to be as comprehensive as we can be to support our entire nation. I believe there has been some misunderstandings along the way, especially when it comes to occupations or subsidies that we want to sell. I know everybody wants construction. It seems like that's what all the states are agreeing to, construction. But if we all decide to do construction, that means we only have one person to work with construction. Okay? If we choose all others, we'll have all the curriculum ready for us. And when we think that we're ready to teach those, we have that in front of us. Let me try to clarify one thing. If we want the curriculum to be ready for us so that we can roll this out. It doesn't mean, for example, if they choose construction, it doesn't mean that that's the one that they have to teach. If they feel that there's a need for this occupation before construction or then they can, at least the curriculum is there, they can take it and use that for that. So we need to be very comprehensive so that we have all the different curriculums in place. So I hope with right mindset you have and the collaboration that we started together from Monday and today, we can work out something. Okay? To be as comprehensive as we can so that we have those resources ready for us. So that when we're ready to roll this out, we have it right there in front of us. Okay? Again, it's not you choose that and that's the one you're supposed to be. No. It's you choosing on behalf of the state and the nation. What should we do to move occupational programs forward in the nation? So be comprehensive. I trust you that we've been in this for a long time and we know what we need. So now that we have the expertise here, big capability. Be as widespread as we get out the curriculum, and if we have the curriculum ready, we can bring in other resources that we need people of that sector. So that's exactly this is what I wanted to say before tomorrow the final decision will come out. That we need to be at open and and I know with the guidance of David, with the right mindset you have, you know exactly what we need now and in the future. Okay? Remember, we're targeting 3 people. First, our local employees here. We need local people. 2, we need to target the population that is leaving our country. Data shows that our number of population out there, Kiribati and Guam, are equivalent. Same number of citizens. Aboriginal citizens, Kiribati citizens, and Guam citizens are the same in the US. But when it comes to the remittances, the return on investment from money that they we're not even close to them. And the reason behind is because our people out there, they're not skilled. They were just picked off the street and left. But liberties and dominance, they're remitting in the triple digit. We're remitting in the single digit. So we're out there, we're getting the lowest paid jobs. We don't have the skill. That's the number 2 people that we need to target. How can we support those that are leaving? Because we cannot close the border. We cannot stop our people from leaving. We need to protect. Make sure that when they walk out that door, they have the right tools. Number 3, we need to cater to our students in high school. A lot of our students, these are our data, 10th grade, we have a lot of dropouts, especially boys. And part of the reason behind is we're not giving them what they want. We're too focused on academics and forgetting about how we do good with our hands. We're mathematicians. We grow up doing things with our hands. The mind thing came afterwards. So we need to go to the bring back our to cultivate the interest of those students so that they don't leave. And when they leave, they end up leaving while they stay with no skills. But if they remain in the system, we won't have to be worrying about people living off the street in the States. So those are the three people that we need and how we can develop our nation. And I know that you get to the that honor everybody to back. So thank you very much. I know tomorrow is the last day. I may not be able to do tomorrow. I think I'm traveling tomorrow. But now that I have the opportunity to secretary and you lead and at the same time, let's give her a round of applause. And also on behalf of the secretary and the department, I would also like to thank all the party around, something that really I believe we need this to in our nation.
Other than information technology and creative. Please ignore the text over here. You should look at the new ones that I've just distributed to the table, which is what we have just correct this photographer, set of shape. This is my recommendation for you.
Different ones.
Mobile, videographer, photographer, social media. Those which are similar are color coded the same. And then for developer, programmer is your first, followed by IT and computer, network technician, animation and interactive media designer. First right, yours is IT and computer, followed by IT developer.
Different occupations. So when we pick the vote or most, our top 5 was
Interactive media designer. We'll go ahead with the SWOT analysis.
The correct is only one, cyber security. Thank you, Mohammed.
Actually, according to 1, 2, 3, 4, for graphics, for creative, the numbers, there was no like significant large number, but the first 4, which is graphics designer, photographer, social media will be quite beneficial because you can then look at trade school. So I'm making the top right corner, Think Center of Excellence. I think some of you whom you have encountered specialists, they can then create a curriculum. Your course will not be, maybe it's just someone converting into content for you, for training. Okay? The journey doesn't end here. I really hope that the friendship continues. So for whoever who hasn't filled out the computer that Mr. Mori is passing around, Mr. Mori to fill out your details, your email and your mobile number, then we will keep in contact. Okay? I'm going to leave you. You please.
On behalf of the nation, Department of, let's do again. Department of Education, national government. Thank you. I would like you to take this as a remembering token.
Thank you so much.
From this Federated States of Micronesia,
Thank you so
the
much.
4 states,
Okay.
beautiful states.
Yes.
So we are glad that we have learned, we have shared. Maybe we talk too much, but that's how we can learn. Learn from our mistakes and move forward.
Yes.
Because it's not ours, but it's for the young generation from today, tomorrow, and so forth. Right?
Thank you very much.
This is 2024, and thank you, Lele.
Thank you so much.
From the group.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. There are many ways to do a job profile description, but this is the way that we notice what SkillsFuture. SkillsFuture is an agency in Singapore who does And then second is about inventory, and third is actually about the soft skills, which means that he needs to have a high level of customer service, he needs to articulate well, and so on and so on. So these are all critical work functions with a corresponding key task. Example number one is he will troubleshoot and diagnose what's wrong with your mobile device. He will run diagnostic tests. He will perform maintenance and repair work. And importantly is because you need to make sure you have enough spare parts, so you notice as a basic intermediate. In your case, we didn't look at advanced skills because it's just a level 101. So 12 universal soft skills which we have presented today for IT mobile. So please do not. So I think the key is to give them something that you can critique on. So we are producing the first card for you to critique on, and right now it is very challenging. I am only able to do secondary research. I cannot do primary research. Okay. So national level, again, I would imagine thinking that they are highly collaborative. My report was circulated to everybody. I think they took a very open stance. So the consultation will certainly occur. But like I said, because your key focus is create curriculum. So this is an iterative process. You can still refine the job profiles as you go along, where the curriculum is moving in tandem. Sorry, so
another question. I really wish that our people from NDA or for the project were here. Okay, so we could, but I think another question that I have right now is, where would, if the job profiling software or whatever is a little, where would it fit? Because we're here as FSM, we're not segregating private and government. So my thoughts right now is, okay, we come up with the job profile, but then who would be kind of like beholding that and trying to encourage that both sectors, government and private, are following these or using these ideal job profiles? Because obviously, private sector would have their own pay grades, so as the government, and it's really dependent how what they have to pay for these jobs. And so those are the kind of questions.
I think you're asking a trade industry economic question. So actually, we have people like from the East. So from the industry development perspective, ideally, in a lot of countries, we notice that even utilities, right, actually it's the Department of Trade and Industry together with the respective industries taking charge of the entire list of job occupations plus frameworks and so on. But in your case, this is a conversation that we need to have. But as of now, it's decided with NDOE, and it's NDOE for them to have the conversation about it. She's asking who's going to be the final custodians, or who is going to be the final custodians of these job profiles. You want to share? Because
what do you mean custodian of the job profile? We understand that through the C project, the job profile is related to looking at both private sector, government sector. It's just anyone in this particular job or trade would be the ideal at a minimum what they should know or do. So having those job profiles produced under this project would be kind of like the worst going to be like who's going to have that and kind of like make sure that this is what both sectors are using.
What we understood is the curriculum will be within state. When you create a profile or a curriculum for each of the jobs, you will have to include the private or the jury community. What kind of, like their job description, what do they need to know before they get placed? So it could be a collaborative effort, but curriculum and training programs will be in place while we collaborate and then work with, or while we work hand in hand with the trade. Because part of, and this is going to be another rollout for next year, it's the Pine. I don't know how many of you know the Pine, but this is where we will have the industry, also post-job announcement. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop that we're going to do. It's another platform for job seekers. So what the industry will need will go to the website, and then whoever completes a job will have to submit their CV on that platform. So we do the skills in the job matching. But as far as curriculum and training programs, we'll stay with education training programs are also done at education in partnership with our curriculum. If I answer that question. Yes,
I think, I don't know what we're trying to get to is, we want to create this job profiles to train those students to match those job profiles. But then, let's just say, those job profiles need to be in the personnel office to become job descriptions. So my question is, when and how do we, and who's responsible of transferring those job profiles into job descriptions and personnel of whether it's private sector or national, so that the ultimate goal of this project is to put those trainings into the job. So when they get through the job profiles at the end of the line, whether they enter into the private sector or the state, the BSSR has its own policies and its own laws to change pay level, to change pay scale, matching to whatever is in their system as the job description and responsibilities and duties. So that's why I raised my experience with creating the new job that was part of the education. When we at the PDOs create our job descriptions, so those applicants, when they come in, we expect them to certain tasks, but then to address our needs such as food, our facilities, our water systems, our toilets. But then when we also attach the pay level. But then when you send those job descriptions to personnel, they say, no, we already have our carpenter job description, we cannot do that. So we have to fight for 2 years because we did not want to keep up the job description, because those job descriptions that we listed is what we believe needs to be in that contract in order for whoever we hire to address our school facilities. But they didn't allow us to. So our question is, when, who, and how are we gonna, after we create these job profiles, connect those job profiles into the personnel system? So private sector pay scale, so that the skills and the pay level when training the students enter the job, it won't become something of an experience that PDO had before. So just maybe a recommendation is to start also looking into that area as we go along through this project. So we don't hit a wall when
get to that point. Thank you. Okay, just to answer that, for me, the office of personnel and the persons are just those people are the ones on the system. You give them the jobs that you need for your workforce. So employers create a job, including the job description, minimum maximum requirements for each of the jobs. Usually, starting salary or pay scale. All they have to do is work with the Department of Human Resources or Personnel and give them that piece of paper. Personnel is supposed to announce that position. They have no right to tell an employer, no, these are the skills that you have to employer. That's really up to the employer in that specific trade or occupation. It's a matter of networking with, let's say, for the school, in order to teach all the requirements, they need to work with the private sector, government sector, whichever sector, and then also collaborate with the HR or personnel offices. And say, this is the type of person or kind of person we want with these skills, this is how much we're going to pay, and these are the requirements, AN, high school diploma, etc., etc. Human resources is supposed to help you pressure so you're looking for that specific, to fill out that specific vacancy. So it's a lot of communication. People should need to communicate, not assuming that the other person will understand. Because while we say they get it, sometimes you have to really speak to them all over again repeatedly so that they finally get what you're trying to tell them. Good morning. Thank you for sharing this. May I ask, as we proceed with the activity, we know that idea for this project is to create, or the activities to create the job profile for the occupations. And from just listening to the conversation, I think we also need to know what's the plan for the C project or the aim for the C project to move forward with this. And also, I see that we also need to do more consolidation with the national and the state government to make sure that when we do this, we need to align. If we need to evaluate the existing jobs or job